Hi everyone, welcome to today's live about third-party connection in your twin flame journey. So I welcome all of you who are watching this live. And so I'm Asha, Certified Ascension Coach with Twin Flames Universe, and I have here with me my beautiful friends. I would like to let them introduce themselves to you. Yes, who want to go first?
It's okay, either of us can go. So I'll go first.
Go ahead.
It's okay, Sudikhya, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I am Sudikhya. I am a certified ascension coach with Twin Flames Universe.
Hi everyone, I am Anvensha and I am a Master Certified Ascension Coach for Twin Flames Universe. And today we are going to be talking about third parties in Twin Flame unions.
Yes. So if you're dealing with third-party connections in your journey, in your twin flame journey, and you're wondering what is exactly you need to do to heal this pattern. So we are here gonna discuss with you what is a third-party connection is about, and what is it actually bringing you in your journey, and what is it asking you to heal, and how to deal with that. So stay tuned with us. So we're just gonna begin. So who wanna share first? Yeah, I just wanted to say that if you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. We are just checking and we will answer your questions also. Yes, Sudikhya, I feel like you want to share.
Yeah. Thanks. So initially, when we were planning the live, I had just had like so many things about the karmic, right? That were coming into my head that yes, this is something which I had to share. And as I shared with you guys, like just before the live, like I had ordered something and it got delivered to a different door. Okay. And as I was healing through it, just when I joined it, I understood that that's exactly, what was happening in my union. And when I healed through it, I actually got my order back. Okay, it was not lost. So the core and crux of, the twin flame karmic situation is that it is not real. You cannot lose your twin flame. You cannot lose something that is meant for you. And it is just safe to, go all in your journey, feel all the wounds, all the triggers that the karmic is bringing up for you, and just heal through them and know that your twin flame is yours. Okay, you cannot, necessarily, you can never actually lose them. You cannot lose your good. It lies within you. So yeah, on that note, let's just go deeper.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of anxiousness when it comes to third parties and twin flame unions, where people feel like if there is a third party, they don't have power over their union. But like as I have progressed in my journey, I've only understood like something that I have been moving through. And I had this awareness like a couple of days ago where I was like still somewhere holding on to resentment towards my twin flame. And I was like, and I was getting this question like, I'm not feeling that unconditional love towards my twin flame. And there is something, right? And I'm not able to feel that. And that again puts me on a doubt sometimes like, is he the one or not? Or probably do I need to do more exploring or something? So when I was asking this question, like again and again, and I was feeling into what feelings were it like bringing in me. And that's when I was like, I am not ready for the union. But somewhere I was holding on to my twin flame um, for being responsible for making that choice. So, like what I want to share with it, it's not that I'm not making that choice, but there were certain places in my union where I was not feeling safe at all in union. And I was like scared that I'm going to get abused if I come closer physically to my twin flame, or probably he's going to hurt me in some way or the other. I was like, okay, that was like my breakthrough moment of clarity. It was like, it's not him, it's me. And I immediately took responsibility of my union. And, even in these places, when we are holding twin flame responsible for something in your life, in your union, where you have the power, you're actually giving power on the external reality. And that can also create like a third party situation where your twin flame is probably scared of facing to come like situations where they want to come into union, but they're really scared that how are they going to face the society. So probably in such cases a third party is represented by family or a romantic connection, or in any way, like even in their work. Like third party doesn't have to be like a wife or a romantic relationship. It is anything where your twin flame and you are prioritizing over your union.
Yeah, maybe I just continue from there. Like, so third party doesn't require to be a person, like in a marriage or a romantic relationship, sort of. It can be anything. So first of all, let's understand why there is a third party connection in your journey. Because anywhere you believe that something is more real than you, something is more important than you, that is where you actually manifest a third party connection, which is a good thing because that help you to heal everything which is not real, right? Because third parties are not real. So when you focus on as a person, I know then it becomes really like confusing because you're all seeing is like, okay, so they have someone in their life and they are prioritizing stuff for their family and all that stuff, but which is not real, because to understand that your twin flame is you, right? They are your mirror. So whatever that is going on is just to show you that you're believing something which is not real. So with that aspect, when you look at it, third parties can be anything. It can be, let's say, a friendship. It can be a family. It can be a job. It can be, in my case, it's a job, obviously. So I've been healing this for like years, been starting from my journey. In fact, when I go to know about my twin flame journey, so I was facing the third party relationship, and it took me a while, not while, actually 2 years to really understand my job is my third party, because I was like sacrificing myself in my job because that was my priority. Obviously, it's a very straightforward, logical thinking because that's where I'm earning my money. My family is running on that income. So I have to do everything there. I have to grow there. I have to show my values. There's so many things. So coming to the realization itself was like, it took me time. But yes, that 2 years which I spent in healing, it didn't go waste because I had to heal a lot of other things to even reveal, what is exactly mirroring in my situation. So, so if you're really in this sort of a place where you have a third party, it could be like person or anything, you just need to understand that it's about healing. It's not about really trying to, change your twin flame. That's what everyone does. Change your twin flame, maybe like tell them, talk to them. Somehow I can remove this person. So yes, so let's talk about more as we go forward. So I just wanted to, you know, give to Sudikhya so that she can probably share something on this aspect.
Yeah. So yeah, as you both said, right, um, it's safe to heal through the third party. It's safe to completely release that energy, identify that energy. But I think a lot of cultural conditioning, like why the third party exists, okay, in my own journey, what I have found out is that wherever I was holding on to a heavier energy, which is not love, that is how the third party was manifesting because of, like, that choice resulting in the 3D. Okay, let's say, as you said, right, let's say I have to uh, struggle in order to earn my living. Okay, that would just get mirrored as my twin flame wanting to have struggle in his connections in order to make life work. And this is very common in our consciousness, okay, in mainly the Indian consciousness, where we feel that we have to be in these relationships which don't feel good. And I'll just, go a bit deeper here. Something which a lot of people feel bad in the Indian consciousness is about giving way to love, ending connections which do not feel good, which do not feel light, thinking that they have to carry the burden, they have to carry the responsibility. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be anything, right? We all have faced that where we feel that this, maybe this heavy energy is ours to carry, and we have to carry it till the end. And anything, like maybe I was doing it in my job, my twin flame was doing it by being in a karmic connection, because that is how the choice played out. Now, initially, I used to feel very guilty about even choosing my twin flame, because how could I just, let go of all the cultural conditioning and, thinking that this heavier energy is divine. That is what I used to think, okay? That the heavier energy is something which is mostly which comes from God, because it's something which the society had fed me. And expanding into love, allowing love, used to feel like very foreign to me actually. So initially, I used to even feel guilty about choosing my twin flame, because, oh my God, what will happen to the karmic? I literally used to think that way. So, but then, there was a lot of healing that I just had to do to understand that God doesn't want me to carry the burden of anyone, of any connection, of myself also. God wants me to be happy. God wants me to choose my twin flame. And in me choosing my twin flame, everyone actually gets God. My twin flame gets me, the karmic gets their own twin flame, and everything just arrives in its own place in reality, wherever it is meant to be. So it took me a lot of healing. It took me a embracing love, embracing lightness, healing the core social conditionings that I had got in order to come to this place where I even felt good in, in choosing my twin flame. I think because of the way we are conditioned, we think that something which feels like a burden, which feels like a responsibility, is something which is coming from God. But no, you have to heal that energy in order to really, come to a realization of where God is really leading you. And trust that where God is leading you, what feels good to you is actually good for everyone involved. And I feel like for me, that has been the core of healing the karmic. Like, really healing and moving away from the karmic energy in my own consciousness, connecting with more love, more joy, more lightness, and yeah, connecting with God in that energy, understanding that the burden is not God, the bad feeling is not God. God is in the good feeling, as Jeff and Shilya teach, and really, embracing that part, that truth of love completely. That really helped me to just make that first shift in the karmic, in clearing the karmic.
Yeah. Go ahead, Anvensha.
Yeah, I also feel like the biggest, like, it was a couple of months ago where I was afraid like there could be like a karmic entry in my union. And I was just reading through the book Finding Your Ultimate Lover by Jeff and Shelia. And there was this line, like probably God wanted me to read it, that if your twin flame is probably choosing to be with the karmic, right? Then trust that they need a lesson from them. And when I read that, I was, of course, like not fully, like, I couldn't accept it because I did not want like this kind of entanglement. And I was like upset about it. But then I was like, I trust my union because it's God's responsibility, and God will not promise me something that is not for me, right? So I feel like that is where a lot of trust also plays on your journey, on your healing, on your union, because it's a state where you have to come into a place of full surrender. Like, okay, like if my twin flame is not probably committing to me right now, and they're going to choose karmic because of their parents or because of whosoever, you have to also like keep doing your inner work about that feeling, and you have to like see that okay, it is God. uh bringing me this lesson because I'm still somewhere holding on to this energy, and which is why it is manifesting. So it's a deeper lesson for them, and it's also a lesson where you need to continue to go deeper in your journey, rather than being in that state, oh, my twin flame is going to get married to someone else. The more you get scared about it, you will end up giving power to something that is not real, and that may end up manifesting. So till the time you will be like, okay, my twin flame is still with someone, my twin flame is married to someone, or getting married to someone, or in a relationship with someone, that is where you're still giving power to the external thing that is an illusion. Like, of course, you've got to respect what is happening in the physical. That's like your physical reality. Like, okay, respect that. And you have to continue to move through your feelings. And you don't have to like believe that it is real, because it is not. What is real is your union. And when you stay grounded in that place, that is when things will start to shift, and the third party will lose the power from your union. And it's not them coming in, attacking you, taking your power. It's you, your own fear, that is giving them your power and putting it in their cup, which is why you may feel that, oh, they're ruling the connection while it's my union. But it's your own energy leak.
Yeah, just wanted to say that, like, it's that you who manifested the third party. It's not your twin flame. So whatever connection they are in, right? So because of your fears, because of your own beliefs, maybe culturally or however you have picked it up. So because of the belief which is underneath your subconscious mind, so you manifested the fear as a basically as a 3D proof in your twin flame journey, so that you can heal that. So it was funny if I actually now go back and remember my own healing. So for me, like, the biggest thing was like I was not chosen, because he chose someone else, so I'm not the one. And obviously everywhere that was reflecting, as I said, my workplace also, like, everyone is getting promotion, but I'm not. So I'm not chosen there also. So there's a lot of healing went, and I used to feel a lot of comparison with this hairbrush. So hairbrush is a term we use for third parties because to neutralize the connection. So I used to feel the hairbrush, I feel like, this hairbrush has got, this trophy, the my twin flame trophy is with, with her, not with me. Literally, I used to feel that like she has won something and I couldn't. And also know that it's easy to speak about all this aspect, but it takes a lot of healing layer by layer, and you really have to go to the root of what is actually the pattern you're operating from. So you start with whatever your feelings right now about your twin flame and the connection, and then you just go deeper and just keep healing. It requires a lot of patience, a lot of commitment, because there are a lot of very nice feelings that comes in, which is not very pleasant. So you have to feel through all that. Also, I just wanted to like share this to those whose twin flame are in like multiple relationship. And I think Sudikhya spoke about, right? It's not easy to accept, how can I accept, my twin flame? Because that's not something, it is what I actually like, really like wanted, or I'm not like that kind of a person. But understand, you're looking at this life, right? You don't know how you were in the previous life and how many connections you had, what kind of things you have done. So we are not really looking at a physical aspect of it. You're looking at the divine aspect of your twin flame. So accepting is something you heal and then bring to the understanding you're dealing with the divine aspect of your divine masculine or feminine who are in the connections. So to respect them, to know that these things are there for their own lessons also, and they will have to move through. You can't really put any control on this, and you can't change this. Only thing you can change is like your own beliefs, your own programming, what you have. So once you change, your true twin flame will definitely shift in that place. Yeah, so that would be a good insight, I feel. Yeah, that's what I want to share.
Yeah, I think throughout the process, you have to be very, very compassionate with yourself when you are seeing, you may even, like, sometimes, you don't manifest a karmic also. Sometimes the karmic is already present in the connection. And that's when you feel like, that, oh, maybe, choosing your twin flame may not be the right thing to do. But here, you have to understand that what pattern is getting played out, because the pattern, God is just trying to show you the pattern. And here, having deep, deep compassion for yourselves and your twin flame will really help you to go into the place where the pattern actually resides. Because guess what? The situation is getting created because of a separation, a pattern of separation. And you may be so used to it that you're not even recognizing it. And that happens to a lot of people who are on the journey experiencing a karmic. They are not even able to understand that, okay, this is something which is karmic, because they are so used to it. So, having very deep compassion for yourselves will actually help you to go to a place like, where that pattern resides and just transmute it to love. Do the mirror exercise, invite God, and you will be able to see, real shifts in the twin flame journey. And as we have been mentioning before, you don't need to, give power to, because the true marriage, like the divine truth about twin flames is that you're already married. Okay, so if you see any other connections, any other marriages happening, then that is just there so that it shows you that where your union is, not experiencing that harmony with God. And so you have to feel very safe in going within yourselves, feeling into those things without blaming, without any guilt, and just being very compassionate to just love yourselves in this place. Because it's love which, brings about the change, the transformation. It's nothing else. You can just love something, and something happens in the twin flame journey very commonly is that when you're operating from a place of separation, something may feel like, very big, that okay, this cannot be healed. And I've seen this with a lot of people I work with, that okay, this is something which is very final, this cannot be healed at all. And that gives people a lot of hopelessness. Okay, no, your journey shifts the moment, like, that particular block. Obviously the overall journey may take layers, may take time, but if you're experiencing a particular block, then it's love. Just love yourselves completely in that place. Don't worry about how the journey is going to shift on the outside. Because when we talk about, karmic connections or karmic situations, those feel very heavy on your soul. So just going there and loving yourselves may feel like, may not feel like the most intuitive thing that your mind tells you to do. The mind will always tell you to look at these 10 different solutions that are available outside, and you may feel like, going and choosing something on the outside which can actually logically solve your situation. But in the twin flame journey, it's about understanding and identifying that, okay, this is a karmic pattern. This just needs healing. So you go, you love, you accept yourselves at that place, and that love shifts your situation. You don't have to, you know, spend your energy in trying to convince your twin flame, trying to change anything on the outside. You just have to ground your energy into love, into doing the mirror exercise, into completely loving yourselves at the place where that energy of that karmic situation, person, just show, releases from your consciousness. And when that happens, that is when the journey actually shifts, because your inner work is done. And yeah, that's all that you have to do, because it's not you, it's God who, shifts the situation for you. So you have to understand your part of, like, you're part of something that you need to do, and God's job. And you don't have to do God's job. A lot of times, when mainly, when karmic connection situations come up, people want to control something on the outside, but that could come from, you wanting to do God's job. You don't have to do it. You can feel completely safe in releasing the situation, doing your inner work, till you feel complete love and peace within. And the moment your inner work is so deep that the situation really, that energy of, you can no longer feel the energy of that particular situation in your consciousness, that is really when the shift will happen. And this comes through continuous inner work and loving yourselves very deeply. So yes, accept wherever you are, be compassionate with yourselves, but don't accept the upset. Move through the upset, work through the upset, don't accept the separation, move through it. And as you arrive into the union within, your job is done. Then you give it to God, and God will shift that situation for you.
Just wanted to check any comments so far. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Yeah, we can continue. So I think most of them who are not, I think not most of them, all of them who are in sort of like dealing with the third parties gets too much worried about like when will my twin flame leave, especially like when there is a romantic connection, right? When will they leave? When will they divorce? You know, all those are like the questions, even before you start doing your inner work. Those questions are valid, but it doesn't actually going to help you. So, so the point here is the third party is existing and the person is not ready to leave. Just understand this, like, you know, because twin flame is your mirror. So then definitely like they are showing something which is in your own consciousness, right? And maybe what something is not understanding is like third party connections are actually a very something which is fast tracking your union, because it's going to bring up every dirty feelings you have, everything which is not aligned with love. So, and it helped, the trigger is so like painful, because you can go to the level of healing you can do. So you just, and everyone will have certain particular pattern in their journey, like repeating because of this third party connection. So if you could really like go deep and work with your coach, then it will really help you to kind of fast track this journey, and also like heal this, you know, as early as you can. But I also seen there are like, you know, twin flames. Maybe like your divine masculine or divine feminine is in communication with you, so they feel okay with there, even though the hairbrush and third parties are existing. So understand that your journey has a design, right? Everyone's journey is different. So maybe person A, whatever his or her journey is not really like the person B. So person B is in communication with your twin flame, and you have a third party and you are feeling like okay because you don't want to compromise your twin flame being in contact with you. So that is not something ideal, because you are actually leaking your energy, and you are allowing to be receive, you know, it's like breadcrumbs you are receiving. So is that something you really want in your journey? That's what you actually need to ask. So then you will get the next step from there. So just wanted to say this, to pay attention to this kind of, you know, behaviors. If you are really dealing, then something to really look into. Yeah, Anvensha, do you want to share?
Yeah, like this point that you mentioned about that people being okay with their twin flames being in a third party connection. And like I have had a lot of consultations where one person is married, second person, like the twin flame, is married. And when they come for a consultation, there, this thing is that we want to stay as is, but I just want to stay in communication with my twin flame. Like, I don't want him to leave his marriage, I don't want to leave mine. And I just want to continue with this, but we should stay in communication. So, where we are giving like attention, and this thing is that, oh, we should stay connected, and that's union. And And that's when they're like, oh, my twin flame has gone away again. My twin flame got triggered and he left again. But he has to do that because you are also not seeing that there's a purpose of your union. Why you have to come together with your twin flame. Like every twin flame union has a purpose. And if you're not accepting that and seeing it just as a romantic connection, you are not accepting or probably seeing the sacredness of this journey. And then you are creating third parties in a way where you are creating such toxic experiences in your own life. And that can result or probably reflect as like a major finance issue with divine feminines, with major other issues where you're like, because you're giving so much power to something, like you're just accepting breadcrumbs instead of eating the whole cake. And that is where you need to like stop doing that, and that comes from like deep unworthiness issues, and you have to work through that because you desire your union and you deserve your union. You don't deserve like 5 minutes of conversation in 5 days or probably just to and fro conversation. You deserve a commitment, and that's what this journey is about. The journey is about commitment. The journey is about coming together, not being okay. And then people feel that, oh, I have surrendered the fact that they are with third party, but actually they don't realize that they're deeply numbed out. They don't want to feel the pain, they don't want to heal it, and they're numbed out to that aspect.
Yeah, I think healing breadcrumbs is a very important thing in the twin flame journey. And the one thing which, really helped me shift this energy in my union is that I did that healing within, where, even if like things took time to shift on the outside, they may take time and it's okay. But what is the energy that your twin flame is really reflecting back to you?
Hmm.
Like, from deep unworthiness, not wanting you, to really prioritizing you. Okay. And that happens when you truly prioritize your own energy within. And healing, like, many people, they see that, yes, one thing I've seen in the twin flame journey, my twin flame is giving me breadcrumbs. Okay. But what next? If you are not going within and healing that breadcrumb energy from your consciousness, that journey will not shift. So it's very
Hmm.
important that you are identifying a block in your union and you're going deep down, because guess what? You are already in union with your twin flame. Okay. You're one consciousness. You're not two separate beings. Okay. So here, you just having a boundary, what I have seen that people do wrong, and this is something which has come again and again in my healing, where I used to have a boundary, but then I used to think that, oh, my twin flame will shift magically. But no, that doesn't happen. The moment you are seeing something which feels negative to you, have a boundary there. It's safe to do so, but go very deep to heal that energy from within. Because when twin flames, it is energy first. The situation, many times, you need, there are things involved and everything, and things may take time to ground in the 3D. But how is your twin flame treating you energetically? If they are respecting you energetically, great. Maybe have an opening there, talk to them, because that will allow you to really find out what your upsets are. Okay. So there's no black and white in the twin flame journey. I feel like twin flame journey is a journey of surrendering to the deep love within yourselves, feeling safe in that surrender, and also being very aware of what patterns are coming up for healing. Because the moment a pattern comes up, you don't numb out at that place, like, oh, this is my twin flame which is doing it. No, you go and heal there, you bring love there. And guess what the love does? It gives you a lot of safety to trust love, to trust God, to trust the natural flow of life, so that you can surrender to that flow and you can ground your union. Because the grounding of union is really about, like, grounding or your union. By grounding your union, I mean that you and your twin flame actually start living together. And that happens when you are really grounded in the love yourselves. You really understand the connection that you have with love. You feel safe in, in just loving yourselves, in surrendering to the love within yourselves. And for that, you really have to Like, not look at, okay, what the connection is looking like on the outside. Okay, it may look like bullshit at times, but how is it look feeling in your heart? Because union always comes from within, it doesn't come from outside. You have to understand that you're already in union with your twin flame. What you are doing through this 3D mirror, karmic mirror, is just that you are finding out, okay, what is the karmic showing me? Fine. Go and really heal it. So, just making sure that we are not giving power to any stories whatsoever.
Yeah.
Twin flame being with the karmic, not being with the karmic, anything. No power anywhere. Just give entire power to love. Eliminate every, part of your consciousness which carries that separation energy. And you'll see that, magically your union will start grounding. So anyone who is having this issue with, like, people face this issue in the twin flame journey, mainly with karmic upsets, where they don't see a way to really ground, like, their connection, their union. Like, so here I feel like what has really helped me is surrendering to love and really trusting love. While I was not trusting love, I was pushing away my twin flame. Things were really taking a lot of time. So I had to work on this with my coach, with the teachings and everything, to really feel safe into following the God within myself. The way God is asking me to move in my journey will be very different from how God is asking you. So, grounding into that awareness of God is very important if you want to ground your union. And that will be different for everyone. So, don't look at the stories that, okay, what this person's story looks like, what this story looks like. Your story will be very different. And your story will reveal itself when you know, pluck out the separation from your heart. Okay, when you pluck out that separation, when you allow love to flow, that's when love gives you every step on your twin flame journey. And every step actually leads you to the home that you're going to have with your twin flame. And yeah, that really, that you will start feeling that in your heart, that yes, you're arriving into union with your twin flame. And energetically, when that grounds into your heart, guess what, the entire thing starts, like, showing up in the physical. Your twin flame will start respecting you more, they'll acknowledge that connection, they will acknowledge everything that you have. And slowly, with that shift, your union will start grounding. So it's very important that you heal very deeply, and you allow love and you ground into love.
I think there is a question about why children are present in the twin flame journey. What is that? Why? I mean, I think, should I accept or not? It's the question. Yes. So I just wanted to say that, like, in many cases, children can present. It's not about, like, because you're actually looking at twin flame journey as a romantic journey. So that is where I think the whole confusion is coming. So first, understand twin flame relationship is not just a romantic relationship. There is a very deeper meaning for this relationship. There is a purpose. So with that aspect, children can involve in your journey. Either you or your twin flame, or both of you can have children. So, and children are there because there is a karma, right? Because it is not about this lifetime. You have, eternal lifetime going forward and previously also. So because of that, there are many lessons to be learned. Karma is nothing but your lessons. So that lessons needs to be completed. For that reason, if the children are important in the journey, so they will be. So which you can't stop. So now the question is about, should I accept it or not? So just flip the question back. If you are the one having the children, so, and the question is coming from your twin flame, what does it actually mean? So you and your twin flame are not different. You are like one. So that means if they have children, you naturally accept it. But obviously, I do agree, you can't just accept like that, when we speak and, okay, I'm going to accept it right now. It won't happen like that. You need to go through the lessons. If they have children and you are the one doing the spiritual healing, so it is about your lesson, not their lesson. So what is a lesson that children are bringing to you? So once you finish your healing, complete that healing, naturally you can accept those children. You don't need to really force. If the scenario is the other way, like you have children, like my case, because I have two sons, I never asked my twin flame to accept them. But when I healed, naturally he accepted. I never ever told. But it came from his mouth, you know. So I don't have to really like force him or say anything. I just have to do my inner work. So when you do your inner work, when you are in that stage of completion of that pattern, so your twin flame naturally will mirror your completion of the healing. So it's good to have these questions, but the point is like you need to really go deep in the teachings of union and heal the patterns. If you're really struggling and you feel that you can't really like able to work through this, heal through this, always take the help of an ascension coach, because that will help you to show what are the deeper patterns you're operating from. Anyone who really doing this journey like alone, trying to heal alone, it's too much for you. It's not really practical, I would say, because the amount of what do you say, the purification you will have to do within your consciousness, it's not really compassionate to do it alone. So take the help, take the support. So follow the teachings of union. It's not about following, it's about like really applying the teachings of union, because you have the answers there already. So once you know how to handle this, I don't think then it's really like something complex or complicated should feel like. Yeah, moving through your feelings and healing, that takes immense work. That I do agree. So yeah, so I just invite the person who asked the question to, support, take the support of the coach and heal what is coming up in your union.
Yeah, I also wanted to add like what Jeff had said, and this gave me a lot of clarity because my twin flame has a child. And he said that like your twin flame's child is an extension of your twin flame. So you cannot have your twin flame, like this question itself may be a little unloving. So really feel into that bond, that you have your twin flame, their child, and really try to love, because that is, I feel like, what the teaching says. And yes, as Asha said, take help from an ascension coach and try to heal the blocks to love. Because when you heal your blocks to love, you will not see a separation between your twin flame, their children, and you'll really naturally be able to love them.
Yeah. There's a question of religion. Do you want to address, Anvensha?
Which one?
Religion is coming as.
Okay, I can't see the question. Just give
Yeah,
me
it's
1
about
second.
like religion is coming in, in as a third party, if you can consider.
Religion coming to the third party. How? Oh,
Because there is
great
a
question.
religion issue, so how you handle
Great
it?
question. Like, this is something I have moved through, and sometimes still moving through in my union. Like, um, my twin flame is from a different community, and I am from a different community. Like in India, there are so many communities. We have like Punjabis, we have Marwadis, and like Banyas and all of that. And that certainly became an issue in my union. But again, like, okay, let's understand it in a way that your union has a deeper purpose, not just in terms of doing purpose in terms of action or as a career, but even the healing that you are putting in has a purpose. So when you are healing something, you're also healing these cultural beliefs and nationality or a regional religional belief, where you are also holding on to some sort of limiting beliefs in your consciousness and old identities that are not yours to carry. And you are basically giving more power to, oh, he could be like a Hindu or a Muslim or a this or a that. But you need to see that in God consciousness, there is no religion. God created all of his children equally, and that is God consciousness, that is unionism, rather than prioritizing which religion do I or nationality do I come from. So when you heal the belief systems around it, and this brings up a lot of judgment, this brings up a lot of shame when you're moving through societal issues, because you'll be like, because we have been programmed that ways. Like I remember all my childhood and me growing up, my mom was like, oh, People will see, people will talk about this, people will, and I was like, let anybody talk about, because I got into like a rebellious zone, and I was like, I don't care about what people will say. And then when my twin flame was like mirroring the same thing to me, that no, community is important, this is important, traditional ways are important. So I had to move through all of that. Religion is just man-made to sort things out at that level, but now we are rising above that, and we have to see that, did God really create different religions? It's just that unconditional love is the religion that you must follow, and when you make that your religion, I think things will start to get better for you or anybody who's having this kind of an issue.
I just wanted to come back on this children again, because the question is like, third party children, her responsibility, right? I will take responsibility. Should I take responsibility for her children? Maybe that is a question. Can I set boundaries with third party children? She take care her own children, right? I don't wish third party children staying with our home. So I probably wouldn't have listened what we discussed. It's about not his children, her children, or someone else's children. They are God's children. That's the first thing. So if God had asked that children to be in your union, that means there is a lesson for you to deal there, to heal. Once you heal, then you get your answer, whether you need to keep them or the third party need to keep them or someone else need to keep them. And also the children have their own choices. So you can't force anyone to do anything. Only your healing can bring the result. So I really recommend work with the coach. If you have a coach, please work with them, or you can always check the Twin Flames Universe website and find a coach suitable for you, and please work with them. Because it's not about answering these questions, it's about healing. So once you heal, you will get the clarity. That's all. Just wanted to share.
I want to add something to that. That is, the question emphasizes on it's her children, it's that. So you're also not seeing them as your twin flames children. And when you are saying that, okay, they are my twin flames children, so, and they are not yours. So you are holding on to separation there. Because every person, everything that belongs to my twin flame is mine too, because we are one at the core. Even the children, yes, of course, they make a choice to stay with you as divine parents, or they stay with the biological mother, is something that is a choice that comes after healing. You heal your relationship, but also seeing them as someone else's children is where you still see your twin flame as separate, and that is where that's the bigger block in your union. Like and also it's a part of unconditionally loving your twin flame, that okay, your twin flame comes with their responsibilities as children. So do you still choose to love your twin flame unconditionally? Or your twin flame can come with old parents, your twin flame can come with certain things initially, or a job, or probably unemployment. So would you be like, oh, my twin flame is not earning, so should I accept my twin flame or not? Because, but the thing is that God is the source of you, your twin flame, and the children. So it's really about unconditionally loving the situation, however it is, and accepting to your journey and how your situation, your journey looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay.
Anybody?
I think last to share.
I think on the children part only, right? Because this is a very very point of discussion. So it's like the truth that they are actually your children. I just wanted to share, like, as I was healing this condition of my twin flame having a child. Like, initially we did not even know, because I was not close to having, like, the part which Anvensha says that they are really your child. The child actually started showing things that I used to do. Like, it's not just we are just trying to make some beautiful story up. Energetically, they are actually your children if they are your twin flames children. So energetically, my twin flames child actually started showing up things which only I do. So that's when he understood the concept of twin flames so deeply. Otherwise, he was like still in a logical frame of mind where, and that actually opened up, to discuss that, yes, if we, we move in together, this is going to be okay for the child. So it's not something that we are just saying it for the sake of it, to be, to be in this nice space. Okay, it is actually the truth. Everything that is your twin flames is really yours, and their children are just extensions of them. Okay, so if you feel separate from that truth, it's really healing that is going to give you the answer, as Asha said. So feel into it. It is very real. I have seen this happening. And if you're not feeling that sense of oneness, then feel into that place where you feel separate from their children, and bring God there. Once you bring God into that place, that is when it will feel natural for you and peaceful. Without God, things are not going to feel, in that union energy. Things are going to feel separate with your twin flame.
Yeah, so maybe taking this as last the closing point. So you can't really compare your journey, why the children are present in your journey, with someone else's experience and their lessons, because it's going to be totally different for everyone. So that is why the healing is important. So obviously, like when you are not able to consider the children as yours, there is a separation you're feeling with your twin flame. Of course, you are in the separation stage. That's why, the lessons are. So once you start healing, you will know exactly what is a children representing in your journey, like what lessons are they bringing. Sometimes I can give some examples, like, so my case, it was more of like too much responsibility I was taking, like over responsibility. And because for me, because children are mine, not my twin flames. So he doesn't have and I have. So in this case, for me, it was responsibilities and also like too much protective mothering stuff, and again, like I'm all alone was my sort of things I need to go through. So, and I also was not able to see my sons as like independent in their own life. So, which again, I'm not able to see my own independence in my union and my freedom. So, these are the things I dealt with. Someone else may be probably like, if your divine masculine is having children and the divine feminine is feeling this, then it could be like probably you don't feel worthy to be a mother. I don't know. It could be like something that sort of, so it's unique in everyone's journey. So you need to really heal this feelings that is coming in. And then, yeah, so once you go deep, you will really know what exactly is. So I don't like my journey has all this, I don't want to say weird combinations, but it's like I have everything. I'm in a different country. So I have a distance. I have like, third party. Then I have like sons, children's, then what else, job, I don't know, everything is there. So but yes, you have invited that because that was your choice to have all this in your life to heal, and there is reason for that. But at the end, once you complete your feeling, you really feel happy about, and you see it was all worth, to have these triggers. And your twin flame will definitely give you the trigger at every point. They will give you the trigger whatever you're dealing with, and that's their job. So I think we are on top of the hour. We really took 1 hour, I guess. So I just wanted to check with Anvensha and Sudikhya if they have anything to share as a last closing stuff, and then we will close this live. If you have questions, you can still post it, and yeah, we can address it later.
Yeah, like I feel like we did good. It was like really good and we went deep. I feel complete with this one. Sudhika, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize on, like, at the end, like what the karmic healing is really about. Like, as we all said, like the power thing, right? Knowing that love is powerful, your healing is powerful, and what feels to people who are very sensitive, who are like empaths and all, generally they awaken to the twin flame journey, and you just feel that the karmic things that are happening have more power over love, and not giving into that lie. I think that comes as a last piece to me, that really knowing, because that has been the biggest healing that I have done in my own journey. Really understanding that love is powerful, feeling safe in that power, and really feeling just good in choosing my twin flame over the illusion that 3D may be showing me. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. And thank you both of you joining with me here. And I just wanted to say the last as like, go with teachings of union. It will give you everything you want as an answer. And as you heal, definitely you will see changes and shift with your twin flame and progress in your external realities. And I also wanted to say to all of you that stay active in the forum, ask your questions. So one of us will definitely address that. And also we have a Twin Flames Universe India YouTube channel, which is very new right now. Obviously, we admit that there is not much videos, but we are just developing it. We are like grounding into that energy. So please go and subscribe that. You can find by searching on YouTube. And yeah, we are just putting all our effort to share more with you. And happy and thank you for all of you to join this live. And I wish everyone a good healing journey, and hopefully like everyone just heal your third parties very fast and wish you all. Okay, thank you then. So we close this live. Thank you for watching.